Hello from outside the MKM Stadium, where more than 22,000 people have watched Hull City beaten again, this time 2-0 by Sheffield United in the Yorkshire derby here in front of the TV cameras. And once again, City, the architects largely of their own downfall. Sheffield United in truth never really got out of second gear and didn't really need to. A goal in each half, the first from Gustavo Harmer, the second from substitute Sam McCallum, and both from Hull City corners. The first, a flowing move from back to front Louis Coyle through to Abdush Umar, who fed debutant Abu Kamara. They won a corner, did City. From that corner, the ball came out to debutant Mohamed Baloumi. He was overpowered, and then suddenly, from being midway in through their own half, City were 3-on-1, not in their favour. It was three Sheffield United players against Ryan Giles. Callum O'Hare fed the ball through to Harmer, who made no mistake and slapped in the finish. Really good finish, to be fair. After 15 minutes, City huffed and puffed, but again didn't really create too much. Omer's effort from a free kick just before half time, the best effort they had in that first half, tipped over by Michael Cooper. In the second half, fairly quiet start to the second half. Nothing much happening really. Another City corner, and lo and behold, Sheffield United break away and score the second goal. Substitute Sam McCallum came off the bench to rattle in from another City corner. They didn't learn the lesson. Marvin Malem did crash a crossbar with a header from a pinpoint Louis Coyle cross in the second half. After that, Chris Bedia poked wide as well. They kept going, City, to their credit, they kept going, but you always felt that Sheffield United, if they needed to, would score a goal. So open and chaotic were they at times, and they had all the ball, 70% of ball, 16 corners, just 2 shots on target in the game. And there again lies the problem for City, that they've not created a huge amount really, and Sheffield United were ruthless, clinical, all those things, but didn't need to be anywhere near their best to win quite comfortably. There were some positive signs from City again. They played some nice football at times. They tried to play through the middle, but they're just so open, particularly early on. There's so much faffing about, unnecessary faffing about, and they don't create the chances, and ultimately they're being found out. And this is a work in progress. It is. The manager has been dealt a really difficult hand, given the fact that he inherited a wafer-thin squad. 15 of the 16 new players he signed or have been signed since he arrived. 13 of those have come since August the 1st. Marvin Malem the first, and Stephen Alzate the last. He was here tonight but didn't feature. He's got his work cut out, frankly. He really has, and I feel for him. I do feel for him. Look, Tim wants to play on the front foot. He wants to be positive. He wants to play attacking football. But ultimately, at the minute, it just isn't working. They are they're just being exposed time and time again. Ivo Pandor is spending so much time on the ball, particularly in the first half, and they're going nowhere. They're running around in circles, and they've got to be more positive with their ball play. But they've also, look, we all want to watch attacking football. We all want to see our team play on the front foot and create chances and score goals. But you also have to play with common sense. You have to have defensive solidity. You need to keep clean sheets. And at the minute, they are so open through midfield. It's painful to watch. And for teams, you feel that any manager could expose them because of how open they are until they toughen up. Finn Burns was deployed tonight in the pivot, in the doubles, in the number 6 role. Didn't work. Regan Slater was dropped to the bench. I do wonder what was the thinking there. Look, like I say, I feel for Tim in many ways, because he's been dealt an impossible hand really, with the way the club have operated in the transfer market and how everything was done so late, and he's having to patch a team up and try and get results against good quality teams at this level, and it is hard. It's not easy for him, but alas, that is the job of a well-paid football manager. He's got to get results, and at the minute he isn't getting them. He's not won a game. They've scored 2 goals in 5 games, one of which was a penalty, and the other was that Louis Coyle rocket at Plymouth, and they've shown glimpses tonight. They have shown glimpses. He said he was proud. He was proud of the performance at the end of the game. The fans jeered them off, and I get that. I do get that. You know, there's been a lot of talk about the style of football and this, that and the other. But ultimately, 20,000 people here tonight haven't seen their team win again. And they didn't. I think that's 2 wins now in the calendar year, or 3 wins in the calendar year. You know, people pay a lot of money to come watch football. They want to be entertained, but ultimately they want to see their team win football matches, and this team is not winning football matches. And I said it before the game, it doesn't feel like a team. I don't feel like watching this team that this is a team capable of winning football matches right now. Now, hopefully, I think it's the most obvious thing in the world to say that one win would just change everything. I think one win, if they could get it at Stoke next Friday night, it would just change the feeling of the football club. It would give the manager a big boost. It would give the players vindication of feeling that actually what they're being asked to do can get results. Because at the minute, you know, since the first game of pre-season, albeit impossibly difficult at Fenerbahce, they haven't won a game. They haven't won a single game of football, whether that be in friendly, in cup, or now in the league. And that's back-to-back league defeats now, 2-0 in Yorkshire derbies, with respect, with a bit of a whimper, which has probably angered supporters understandably. That's Leeds now and Sheffield United, successive games, 2-0 defeats. And they've not really laid a glove on either team, if we're honest. And that is frustrating. So much work to do, you know, so much work to do. And ultimately, they need a result. They've got to dust themselves down, you know, get a week of training, you know, another week of work on the training pitch, and go to Stoke and attack that game and try and get a positive result. 3 points would be amazing. A point would at least stop this run of defeats. But as I said before, you know, it's hard to make a case for this team winning a game of football right now because they just don't look like it. And that is something that between the coaching staff and the players, they've got to find a recipe, because the longer this goes on, the bigger problem it becomes, and the lower down the table they slump. Confidence starts to drain. You know, naturally confidence would have been impacted already. They're humans. You know, they've not won a game. Of course, it's going to have an impact. So, look, Sheffield United are a good side. They didn't have to get out of second gear. They've preyed on errors. They knew they were going to come. They've come and they've taken advantage of them. And ultimately, as Chris Wilder said, we just heard from Chris Wilder, all football is the same, but Championship specifically, it's about keeping the ball out at one end and putting the ball in the other net at the other, and that's exactly what Sheffield United have done tonight. No fuss, come and got a result. City, you know, have got so much work to do. So look, that's it from here at the MKM Stadium. Couple of quick points. Charlie Hughes has got an appendix problem, so he's in hospital, which is a big blow. He'll be assessed over the next few days. Carl Rushworth has got a bit of a bruise, hence why he missed the game tonight. Gustavo Puerta, purely selection. They're the key things to mention. The podcast 1904 Club, get your thoughts and comments in at the 1904 Club on Twitter. We'll be recording with the gang on Monday, and of course we'll be building from Monday to Stoke City at the Bet365 Stadium next Friday night. Thanks for watching and take care.